The Sure Helpline Center in El Centro has announced its new board of directors. Over a month ago, members and staff went on strike to express concerns and complaints of their former board members, accusing them of violating certain bylaws and claiming to interfere with employees helping clients. Recently, state and local departments finalized the establishment of the current board members. The Sure Helpline wants to make sure that the community knows that the center remains open and continues to provide services for victims of sexual assault and domestic violence in Imperial County.